Hi, and welcome back to Granny's Goodies. Henry and I and the grandchildren are so glad you're joining us today. We have a real treat for you. We're going to make an Italian cookie called Pizzelles. We make them every year at Christmas, but it's still the holiday season, so we wanted to share it with you today. Let me give Henry off to my dog handler, grandson, and we can get started. Okay. As always, I show you the ingredients first, and if you'd like to stop your video, you can do so at this time and write down the recipe. Otherwise, the recipe will be in the description section of my YouTube channel. Let's get started. So the recipe calls for us to beat up some egg, whisk up, not beat, egg, sugar, anise seed, vanilla, anise extract, and all in a bowl. But I wanted to show you what anise seed looks like because many of you may not have used this before. This is what the actual seeds look like, and you'll find this in your grocery store in the bakery section. And this is the anise extract. Both of these are really, really strong, so make sure you only use the amount that the recipe calls for. We want your cookies to turn out great. So after you've combined the egg mixture, you're going to add some melted butter. Then you're going to add the flour, baking powder, and just stir it up again. No need for a mixer for this recipe. But let's take a look at what the dough looks like so you can get an idea. It's going to come out and it's going to be a little sticky, but that's okay. It's a little messy to work with, but you're going to end up with the best cookies ever. Now let's go over and I'll show you what an actual pizzelle maker looks like. You can find these at Williams-Sonoma and some of the other stores. It looks like a mini waffle iron. So let me show you how you have to drop the cookies by about a tablespoonful right in the center. Let me just get 2 in here and we'll show you how it works. Get that dough right in the center there with your finger. As I said, it's a little messy, but it will turn out great. You press the pizzelle maker down, then you're going to wait until the pizzelles turn a light brown, and there's a little button on your pizzelle maker. The light will go from red to green when they're ready, but I like to check a little bit in between, just in case. So you get the hang of it, and you want to have a fork with you because you want to lift the pizzelles from the pizzelle iron. Let's take a peek and see what they look like. Ah, nice and flaky, but not done yet. No worries, your first one's always going to be a little tough. You're going to get used to it. So you see how those turned out? That isn't exactly what we wanted, but as I said, the first one, until you get used to working with the pizzelle iron, may be a little too soft or a little too hard when they come out. But let's try another one and see. These are still going to be delicious for anybody to eat who's assisting you. We'll wait a little longer this time to flip it over. These were just a little done, just a little too soon. But if my cameraman, woman assistant granddaughter could zero in, you can see the little pieces of anise seeds in there. They really, really look good. Let me just take a peek at this batch. Ah, much better. Just another minute, I think, and then we'll get these out. But they're really a lot of fun to make with your grandchildren and or just with a friend. Ah, this one turned out perfect. Now, you see how I take the fork and I slowly loosen it from the pizzelle maker, and then you want to just throw it out there. That's the way my mother used to do it. And my grandmother, you just throw it out there. We're going to spray just a little more oil because this time I noticed they stuck just a little bit on the edge. So we're going to take a little more oil. Let's make one more batch and show you just how easy this is to make. The recipe probably makes about 3 dozen pizzelles. So let's make one more. Press that down again. You'll hear the little clip. Now see, even that first one that we thought didn't look good or was a little too light. See how it wasn't done? It's a little too soft. The second batch, much firmer. Much firmer. Okay, so we'll continue now. And we'll wait for this one to come out. It is a little sticky dough to work with, but You'll get used to it. Now I have a green light. Let me check. No, a little light again, but that's okay. We'll try our next batch. They're all going to taste delicious. Trust me. It's just a wonderful recipe. Now, some of my friends actually put powdered sugar on their pizzelles when they're done. They let me zero in on this one. Now, that one really turned out nicely, front and back. And that's about the color you want, just a golden one. Now, some of my friends, as I said, sprinkle powdered sugar on it, but not us. All right, so that's it for today. Enjoy your pizzelles, and we'll see you next week. Thanks again to my makeup artist granddaughter and my technical assistant grandson and the dog handler. From Henry and Granny, see you next week. Bye.